if you think of Reconstruction and you think of the passage of those Reconstruction Constitutional Amendments, 13th, 14th, and 15th, which abolished slavery, gave Black people civil rights and equality before the law, and gave Black men the right to vote. Each time those amendments were passed, but especially with the passage of the 13th and 15th Amendments, you had Black and white men and women celebrate joyously in the Capitol. They were there in the galleries when the 13th Amendment was passed. They celebrated in marches, in parades, in DC and elsewhere. And that's when the federal government, particularly, and the symbols of the federal government became identified with the cause of Black rights and freedom. And so white racists have always used an anti-government rhetoric, anti-big government. You hear that a lot. Now, states' rights is interesting because states' rights in the 1790s was in fact used to defend local democracy against the Alien and Sedition Acts passed by the United States government to basically declare their opponents, their partisan opponents, as being seditious. And that was a gross violation of civil liberties. So states' rights, when it began, did not necessarily have that connection to slavery and to segregation.
John Brown, Charles Sumner, and
absolutely. So, of course, let's begin with Charles Sumner. But what was astounding was during those sort of riotous takeover of the Capitol, you saw this man from Delaware carrying Delaware, a slave state, but it didn't secede from the Union. It was still part of the Union. It was one of those border slave states that did not join the Confederacy, where this man is, walking around with a Confederate flag, and behind him was a portrait of Charles Sumner, the great abolitionist, who was actually beaten brutally on the floor of Congress by Preston Brooks, a South Carolinian congressman, for his speech against these pro-slavery mobs raiding Kansas all the time. And John Brown, when he was in Kansas giving slaveholders a taste of their own medicine, was enraged when he heard about the caning of Charles Sumner. It inspired him to act in Kansas, and it also would eventually inspire him to launch his war against slavery at Harper's Ferry in 1859. So Sumner was a very staunch abolitionist. During the war, he pushed Lincoln towards emancipation and Black rights. And during Reconstruction, he really became a spokesman for Black people. They actually saw him as their representative in Congress. So Sumner is a very important figure in the history of a Black struggle, an important white ally.
The conference is now connected.
Hello? Hello? If we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's... Hello?
Here.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. No. 11,780 votes that we need. No. 11,780 votes to win the election. No. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break, please.
No, sir.
Dead people,
No.
phony ballots.
Won't.
The women had men started screaming. Stacey Abrams, the internet dominion machines.
We did a hand read tally.
11,780 votes to win the election. And I need these votes. And I don't care how long it takes me. And there's nothing wrong with flipping the state. There's nothing wrong. Give me a break. There's nothing wrong. This could be straightened out. There's nothing wrong with saying you've recalculated. Please, Fred.
Our senator, called the barbarism of slavery and the barbarism of the riots, of the rioters in the Capitol, they really, illustrated the truth of Sumner's words. Even today, they were barbaric. Or as Douglas said of those people who were involved in lynch mobs in the South, pray who is the barbarian here? Charles Sumner was a political abolitionist. He was very much associated with the abolition movement.
The
and with
conference is now connected.
in Massachusetts.
Hello?
He, for instance, fought for school desegregation
Hello?
in Massachusetts.
If we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's... Hello?
Here.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. No. 11,780 votes that we need. No. 11,780 votes to win the election. No. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break, please.
No, sir.
Dead people,
No.
phony ballots.
Whoa.
The women and men started screaming. Stacey Abrams, the internet dominion machines.
We did a hand retally.
11,780 votes to win the election. And I need these votes. And I don't care how long it takes me. And there's nothing. Whoa.